Yet another decision that the Siddaramaiah government has decided to review, which is the land allotment. Deepak, you were telling us more about this. We will come to you. Before that, listen into the reactions coming in.
Honorable Chief Minister has already given us an instruction to look at the lands that were allotted to various individuals and organizations in a hasty manner in the last few days of the government. It is a norm of governance that you should not take such decisions in the last days of a government and just prior to elections. However, the previous government rammed through cabinet various such decisions, and whether they are benefiting legitimate organizations, whether they are for the benefit of the society, are they serving public interest or not, these are our concerns. So with these criteria, we will look at the decisions made in the last couple of months of the previous government in terms of land allotment. If they have gone to legitimate organizations, if they are serving public interest, and if they are for the right reason, we will definitely honor them. But if there is a private...
Deepak, what exactly are the reasons that has prompted this government to review? Have there been any documents, any details, any complaints about the original allotment?
Well, more often than not, especially land that has been allocated just ahead of, the elections is something that the, government that comes in reviews because, there would be certain political favors that they would doubt because of which land allocations have been made, or, favors for certain individuals. So this is something that is routine, but as of now, of course, the Congress is here making another allegation that, there could be, some land allocations that could be done, which could be personal in nature, which could be against the interests of the society. And that is something that they're reviewing. They will not, make any sort of changes to those that they believe will help the public good. But if it doesn't, they are saying that they will be, reviewed and then revoked.
Right. So that clearly is going to set the stage for further political battles between the Congress and the BJP in the state. We first heard the change in syllabus, and now there is going to be yet another review of the land allotment that has been done by the previous regime of the BJP in the state. Deepak, are we going to now see continuous face-offs between the current ruling party and the previous ruling party? There may be any other decisions that you know of that could also be under the purview of review now?
Well, we've seen certain bills, of course, that they've spoken about, be it, the ban on cow slaughter that the Chief Minister himself has touched down upon. And that's something that could come up in the next cabinet. We've seen the revisions that they are proposing in the textbooks. Now we're seeing, of course, as far as land allocation is concerned, they've even spoken and hinted about reviewing even hijab. So there are, of course, anti-conversion bill is something that they had opposed as well at that point in time. We had several minority groups came out and, had at that point in time appealed to the BJP to not bring in that legislation. That's something that once again could come under the scanner. So yes, there are a host of things, of course, they've been opposing over the last few years. Now with them coming to power with a, with an absolute majority, nothing, of course, stops them from making changes to these legislations. And the Congress, of course, believes that it's their duty to do it because the people have voted them to power, and this is what they had assured the people in their manifesto as well.
Right. Stay on with me, Deepak. S. Prakash of the BJP now joins us on the broadcast. Sir, what do you make of Congress's decision? They are saying that because they've been voted to power, it is a duty to the people to make these changes.
No, they are looking into the backwards more than the forward. Instead of governing, giving a good governance to the state, they are trying to look back and trying to find chicken in the cupboard just for publicity's sake. If they find anything irregularity, any irregularity they find it, they are free to hold an inquiry and even cancel such allotments. But for political reasons, out of political vendetta, if they act, certainly it will be opposed by the BJP.
Okay, stay on with me. Sanket Yengni from the Congress party is also on the line with us. Sir, BJP is alleging that you are doing it only out of political vendetta.
We have the clear-cut information that the allotment of the land have been made contrary to the legal provisions in violation of the principles of law. Secondly, the allotment has been made keeping in mind the personal interest of the government to certain people who, according to the law, are not eligible. And thirdly, the allotment has been made for some extraneous considerations by the government illegally. So like that, there are so many allegations which are forthcoming. Prima facie, we have the material to understand that this is a fit case for resumption of the land and also to hold an inquiry. And since there is a violation of the provisions of law and the allotment prima facie is illegal and inquiry is being already conducted, if it is so found to be fraudulent transfer or fraudulent allotment or for extraneous consideration or is illegal, we will not hesitate to resume the land because the property is the government property and the property of the government needs to be restored back to the government. It is the utmost duty of any government in power.
Okay. Sir, as Prakash was also saying that your government, ever since it has come to power, instead of looking forward and working for people, you are just trying to undo what the BJP government has done, and which is why your focus is completely wrong.
This is absolutely not acceptable statement. It is a baseless allegation. If someone has not been a part of the illegal allotment of land, or if he has not taken the land illegally or fraudulently or for extraneous considerations, they don't have to worry about it. Only those who are the party to the fraud or extraneous consideration or illegality need to worry about this, and others need not worry about it. And this is not a vendetta policy at all, or vendetta politics has no role to play here. It is purely in accordance with law we are taking an action. It is ultimately the court which will decide as to whether what has been done earlier is legal or not, and what we are doing it is legal or not, ultimately to be tested in the court of law.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Yanagi, for joining us with your inputs. This is a face-off that is clearly not going to die down anytime soon, but we are shifting focus to